Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor episode number 143 based on novel. So let's start. Let's go. Xiao Yang said to Mu Feng, Mu Yingying and Ludi behind him. As for Xiao Yi, she was not allowed to enter. After all, Xiao Yi had a special identity as a fire elf. Xiao Yang, let's go first. Qin Xin and the others finished speaking and walked directly towards the stone room. Let's go. Seeing this, Xiao Yang whispered to the people around him. As soon as the words fell, several people started to act at the same time. Obviously, these people are looking forward to this time to cultivate Tongtian. Mu Feng, green flute, wait a second. Just as he entered the stone room, Xiao Yang spoke slowly to the two of them. En. Mu Feng and LVDI were stunned for a moment, then looked at Xiao Yang. Holding this thing will help a lot for the two of you to overcome the calamity. Xiao Yang said something to the two of them, and then something flashed in his hand, and without hesitation, he went to the two of them. No thanks for the great kindness. Mu Feng felt the mysterious object exuding dazzling power in his hand, and immediately cast a grateful look at Xiao Yang. You can leave now. After doing all this, Xiao Yang took the lead and walked straight away. Xiao Yang. It's such a great favor. If you need it in the future, you can take this life. Mu Feng's heart suddenly changed, and he followed suit. Ludi's mood at this time was similar to Mu Feng's. After the matter was over, the four of them turned their attention to this stone room. From the outside, this stone room looks very ordinary, without any sparkle, but since Xiao Yang entered the inside, he felt the mystery of this cultivation cave. What should I say, Xiao Yang's current strength has reached the level of the late 6-star Do Emperor, and his soul power has also reached the level of a second-grade Emperor-level pharmacist, but there is something in the depths of this stone room that makes Xiao Yang feel terrified. The surrounding walls are extremely gloomy. It seems that this is just a passageway. The purpose of this passageway should be to cover up what's inside. Mu Feng thought for a while and said, for these things, Mu Feng, who is good at the technique of 5 elements and 8 trigrams, quite proud. Don't waste time, let's go. Cultivation cave is at the exit of the passage. Just when Xiao Yang and the others were still wondering, a young and old voice suddenly came from outside. Let's go. Hearing the voice of the old man, the four of them looked at each other, their speed increased sharply, and they headed towards the exit. The burning incense pavilion is located on the top of Mount Hua. The top of Huashan Mountain is protected by a powerful formation of the Burning Heaven territory, and the burning incense pavilion is deep within it. The reason why Fenxiang Pavilion is loved by so many Shentian people is because of the 3 extremely powerful fighting skills in the 3 halls of heaven, earth and Ren in Fenxiang Pavilion. Many sects and even empires regard high-level fighting skills as treasures, and they will not easily show it to others, let alone let others practice it, but the Burning Incense Pavilion is different. As long as you officially join the Burning Incense Pavilion, no matter how talented you are, you will have a chance to realize it. If it succeeds, then the profound fighting skills can be easily learned. If it fails, one can also learn a lot in the atmosphere of Burning Incense Pavilion. In addition, it is the so-called cultivation cave. It can be said unceremoniously that among the numerous sects in the entire Shenzhen 3 days, Fenxiang Pavilion is the only one with such a large hand in this cultivation cave. After all, it is quite difficult to open up this cultivation cave. However, no one can clearly say what the specific cultivation of the cave looks like, but there is no doubt that this cultivation cave can help people break through the current bottleneck is true. This is. Xiao Yang and his party slowly came to the end, and suddenly found a bottomless huge river appearing in everyone's heart. Tongtian he. Seeing this, Mu Feng suddenly exclaimed, and then a fiery look appeared in his eyes. Tongtian he. Mu Yingying's eyes wrinkled slightly when she heard the words, and there was a hint of doubt in those eyes. Everyone had just left the exit of the stone room at this time, and when they looked around, they saw a bottomless river flowing slowly through the sky, and in the river that connects the sky, a mysterious power shakes Mu Yingying's heart at any moment. Is this the so-called Tongtian he? Xiao Yang murmured in a low voice, the huge soul power and spirit instantly unfolded, trying to investigate 1 or 2. But in the next moment, Xiao Yang shook his head and said, forget it, this Tongtian he probably has a very strong restriction, so I am wasting my efforts. Where is there a step? Go take a look. In the next instant, Mu Feng raised his finger and pointed to a place. Let's go. Xiao Yang took the brunt of the brunt and started walking. The 4 walked up the steps, step by step. At that time, the whole picture of Tongtian River was in full view. That is a huge turbulent Tianhe. Compared with the Shenling Emperor Pond that Xiao Yang had seen before, it was undoubtedly enlarged countless times. Why is there a pavilion here? It's obviously not right. Mu Yingying's eyes turned slightly, as if she had discovered something. If expected, this should be the entrance to the cultivation cave. Xiao Yang said with a smile. Hehe, you little guys are really making people wait. Xiao Yang's voices just fell, and suddenly a rather rounded man slowly appeared. Deputy Hall Master Xiong Yuan? Xiao Yang was a little surprised when he saw this. How could this dignified Deputy Hall Master of Xiong Yuan be reduced to doing such a thing? Don't look at me, the people guarding Tongtian have something to do, so I'm just on duty in place of others. Xiong Yuan said with a smile as if he had noticed Xiao Yang's doubts. I don't know what connection this Tongtian has with cultivation cave. Xiao Yang said to Xiong Jun, his voice full of doubts. Just now, Zhu Yuan and the others in the local team clearly knew it, but because of the bad relationship, Xiao Yang naturally wouldn't ask, but it's different now. If he didn't ask clearly, he would be confused. Tongtian is a cultivation cave, and cultivation cave is Tongtian. If you want to enter Tongtian, just jump from here. Xiong Yuan still said with a smile, but his eyes kept staring at Xiao Yang. Jump down directly? Mu Feng asked, scratching his head when he heard the words. Just kidding. This pavilion is at the highest point of the Tongtian River. If you jump down like this, I am afraid that there will be no residue left by the terrifying power of the Tongtian River. Ha ha. If you want to enter Tongtian to practice, there is one more thing. Xiong Jun saw that Mu Feng was in a hurry, so he didn't give a and spoke directly. What else is there? Green Flute also gathered around at this time. Green Flute was also looking forward to this cultivation cave. After all, there was the mysterious thing Xiao Yang gave him, so it shouldn't be difficult to break through the 6-star Do Emperor. It's easy to say. That is, choice. Cultivation caves exist in the Tongtian River, but cultivation caves are divided into 1 to 9 levels. You can only enter if you make a choice. But I have to remind you in advance, think twice about everything. The speed of the 9th level cultivation cave is indeed stronger than the 8th level, but the pressure to be endured in the 9th level cultivation cave cannot be underestimated. A careless, and even become an idiot. That's all I have to say. How do you choose next? After Xiong Yuan finished speaking, the 4 little guys in front of the interested old man. I don't know the Deputy Hall Master Xiong Yuan, what is the difference between the 1st and the 9th level of cultivation? After thinking for a while with many questions, Xiao Yang decided to ask. Still confused. There is indeed a gap between the 1st to 9th levels of cultivation, but logically speaking, these things cannot be told to others, but if you are a kid, I will break your precepts for you once. Listen. If you compare this cultivation cave to an ordinary Do Emperor, the 1st level cultivation cave is the most suitable for the cultivation of a 1-star Do Emperor, the 2nd level is suitable for a 2-star Do Emperor, and so on. The Emperor's energy in the cultivation cave is countless times stronger than the outside world, but each person can only absorb it once, which makes it precious. However, if you want to use the strength of a 1-star Do D to go to the 2nd level cultivation cave, it's not a bad idea, but at that time the pressure was much stronger than the average person. So I don't mind that you enter the high-level cultivation cave, and you have to do everything according to your ability. Xiong Yuan said. And the so-called cultivation cave, to put it more informally, is the concentration of the Emperor's Qi. Cultivation caves are all condensed by the strength of our pavilion Master Doxian, and the dazzling Emperor energy is condensed together and has great potential. Xiong Yuan continued. Is it no problem to enter the 6th level cultivation cave after passing the 6-star Do D life calamity? Mu Feng cast a glance at Xiong Yuan and said slightly. Of course there is no problem. Although it may be dangerous, it is not a big problem. Xiong Yuan smiled. If Mu Feng and Ludi entered the 6th level cultivation cave, it could be considered to lighten some of the burden for himself. Otherwise, if something happened, Mu Shuzi would not be able to spare him. Is there a strength limit? I don't remember saying that all the cultivation caves from the 1st to the 9th level are open. Xiao Yang said. The 1st to 9th levels are indeed all open, but in order to reduce the danger, if you insist on entering the highest level cultivation cave, then the pressure will limit you to practice for a few days. Wouldn't it be a pity to miss such a good opportunity? Xiong Yuan thought to himself, Xiao Yang, this troublesome boy. Then what if I want to enter the 9th level cultivation cave? The next moment, Xiao Yang said. 9th level cultivation cave? As soon as Xiao Yang's words came out, the people next to him were immediately shocked. The 9th level cultivation cave is a place comparable to that of some Funxiang pavilion elders to enter. Although it has a strong emperor energy, the pressure it needs to face is also huge. This Xiao Yang actually wanted to rely on the late 6-star Do Emperor. It is too much to enter the strength. No. Xiong Yuan refused without thinking. What I was most afraid of was that Xiao Yang insisted on entering the 9th level cultivation cave. Why not? Xiao Yang immediately asked in doubt when he heard that Xiong Yuan refused directly. The pressure to bear in the 9th level cultivation cave is too great. You can choose to enter the 8th level cultivation cave. Believe me, the benefits you will get will definitely be unimaginable, Xiong Yuan said. Which level of cultivation cave did Zhu Yuan enter in the Hall of Earth? Xiao Yang suddenly remembered something and said, 8th grade. Zhu Yuan, Lingxian and Qinxian all entered the 8th level, while the others entered the 7th level. Xiong Yuan responded, 8th grade. Then I'll go to the 9th level. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, his eyes suddenly softened. What a stubborn boy, do as you like. Seeing that he had no hope of competing, Xiong Yuan immediately stopped talking to Xiao Yang. Which level of cultivation cave do you want to enter? Xiong Yuan set his eyes on Mu Yingying again. At this time, the four of them, but Mu Yingying, had not yet given a clear answer. 9th level. Mu Yingying said in a hurry when she saw Xiong Yuan staring at her. Okay. Have courage. Xiong Yuan didn't stop him when he heard the words. After all, even Mu Xuanzi had said some secrets that could not be seen through Mu Yingying. Since you've made up your own mind, let's go down. After Xiong Yuan finished speaking, he suddenly waved his hand, and an incomparably huge energy emerged directly. As soon as the energy emerged, it blew Xiao Yang and the others away, and the next moment Xiao Yang and the others appeared in the Tongtian River. Wow! In the Tongtian River, the giant waves of golden hunger slapped one after another. If Xiao Yang and the others didn't use their fighting qi to protect their bodies, I'm afraid this terrifying giant wave could directly tear them apart. Is this the cultivation cave? The emperor qi in this Tongtian River is much stronger than the outside world. If you cultivate here, I am afraid that you can improve your first level strength in just a few months. Xiao Yang thought to himself. Separate, pay attention to safety. Xiao Yang said, and suddenly the speed increased sharply, heading towards the top of the Tongtian River. The 9th level cultivation cave is undoubtedly the most powerful, but the pressure that needs to be faced should not be underestimated. The Tongtian River is extremely turbulent, and the incomparably huge water currents are all condensed from the purest emperor energy. Such a huge handwriting, I am afraid that it must be a strong fighting immortal. No wonder the rumors are spreading. It turned out to be a force formed by compressing the power of life and death and the power of the emperor. No wonder it makes my strength aching, and I feel like it has been enhanced by 9. Xiao Yang said to himself. Boom boom boom. The Tongtian River was surging, and the water currents condensed by the emperor's qi kept rolling. The momentum was much stronger than the real river. Xiao Yang also nodded secretly, facing the pressure of extremely scars. Towards the top of the Tongtian River. At this time, in the pavilion, in addition to Xiong Yuan, 2 other old men appeared here at the same time. Old Zhu, you really miss your precious apprentice. Xiong Yuan said slightly. How about that? This kid is the first kid I have met who has a talent for spiritual power since the establishment of the Funxiang Pavilion. This kid will inherit my mantle in the future. You two guys, don't be mean. Zhu Laro smiled slightly. Hehe, this kind of seedling will naturally not compete with Zhu Laro, but I am also a little curious. The flame in this boy seems to be very unusual. Qing Laro also appeared here and said. His flame is the holy flame, the one in the desert mountain range. Zhu Laro heard the words and said neither plainly nor lightly. What? As soon as these words came out, both Xiong Yuan and Qing Laro's eyes became dull. Holy flame, this is the most powerful fire attribute. No one, even if Xiao Yang's strength is not enough now, and he cannot exert the true power of the holy flame, he can still defeat the vast majority of people with the power of the holy flame. And this kid's soul power should also be an alchemist who has stepped into the 2nd rank emperor rank, let alone my spiritual power. After Zhu Laro finished speaking, he suddenly laughed. Damn, what a freak. Xiong Yuan scolded secretly when he heard the words. If it was said that the powerful 6-star Dodi could not impress them in the late stage, then the word Sacred Yang was enough to make them look at Xiao Yang with admiration, not to mention a 2nd rank emperor alchemist. The alchemist of the 2nd rank of the emperor may also be regarded as a guest in the entire burning incense pavilion. It seems that this Xiao Yang is a bit incredible. The old man suddenly had a surprised look at Xiao Yang. Above the pavilion in the Tongtian River, the 3 elders of Zhu Laro stood slowly. Although the opening of the cultivation hole was a bit hasty this time, it was mainly for the strength of these little guys. I just don't know what would happen. It's not so easy to cultivate in the cave at the 9th level. Qing Laro was still a little worried in his heart. I don't know how many days Xiao Yang can last. The longer you persist in cultivating Tongtian, the more you will improve yourself. But if you are a 9th level practitioner, I'm afraid. Xiong Yuan said. Obviously he was not optimistic about Xiao Yang entering the 9th level training hole. Don't say that Xiong Yuan is not optimistic. Even if Xiong Yuan is allowed to enter the 9th level cultivation cave by himself, I am afraid that he will not be able to last for 10 days. I remember that the last few people who entered the 9th level cultivation cave last time only stayed for 5 days at most. The old man spoke slowly. I hope this little guy has something to rely on, otherwise entering the 9th level to cultivate in the cave is just a waste of your time. Although Elder Zhu said that Xiao Yang has a lot of secrets, this is Tongtianhe after all, and Xiao Yang joined it. It is still the most powerful 9th level cultivation cave, so the young and old do not really believe how long Xiao Yang can last. This heavenly Emperor Qi is getting rarer and rarer. The next time the pavilion master comes back, he must let him replenish it himself, otherwise it will be exhausted in a short time. Elder Zhu said slowly. Hey, it's the 2 of you here. Xiong Yuan smiled slowly. Let's go, it's time for these little guys next, and we should prepare for the ruins half a year away. After all, that kind of opportunity is rare. Elder Zhu said. En. The old and young people heard the words, nodded solemnly, and immediately left here. Boom boom boom. His grandma's. In the Tongtian River, although Xiao Yang's body was covered by Do Qi and was not wetted by the water flow of Tongtian River, Xiao Yang found out. This 9th level cultivation cave is at the top of the Tongtian River, but every time he takes a step, the pressure becomes stronger. The oppressive force was invisible and colorless, but every time Xiao Yang took a step, he suddenly felt that the huge water in the Tongtian River suppressed his breathing and slowed down. Walking to the top of the Tongtian River corresponding to the 7th level cultivation cave, Xiao Yang felt a great pressure. It seems that guy didn't lie. Although this 9th level cultivation cave is powerful, the pressure is too terrifying, right? There is such a huge amount of pressure in the 7th level cultivation of Tongtian, then if the 9th level. Xiao Yang gritted his teeth and said stubbornly, there is another way of saying the breath in the Tongtian River. Heavenly Emperor Qi. As the name suggests, it is the Emperor Qi that exists in the Tongtian River, but this kind of Emperor Qi is different from other Emperor Qi. There is a lot of power of life and death in this Emperor Qi. Coupled with the transformation of countless days and nights, this Emperor Qi has finally formed. Heavenly Emperor Qi has indescribable benefits to the powerhouses below the 8-star Do Emperor. As long as the disciples who can enter the advanced cultivation cave to accept the quenching of Tongtian Emperor Qi, their strength will be greatly improved, and because there is a trace of life and death in this Tongtian Emperor Qi, they will condense the power of death and the relationship between life and death in the future. When it melted, it undoubtedly laid the groundwork. Asshole. The power of holy flame, give it to me. The next moment, Xiao Yang couldn't care too much. The power of holy flame emerged directly, and then the speed increased sharply, heading towards the top of the Tongtian River. With Sheng Yang's attack, Xiao Yang suddenly felt the pressure greatly reduced, but he did not take it lightly. Boom boom boom. In the Tongtian River, the energy with the fierce fighting spirit was scattered everywhere. In every energy, there will be a fascinating power. If you absorb these rich heavenly Emperor Qi, I don't know if you will be able to step into the level of 6-star Do Emperor consummation. Xiao Yang murmured in a low voice. Although Do Emperors require incomparably huge power at each rank, Xiao Yang believes that the heaven-reaching Emperor Qi in the Tongtian River is enough. Let's go ahead and talk about it. As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Yang's eyes flickered with a hint of doubt, and then his figure increased sharply, and he went directly to Tongtian River. Someone actually wants to enter the 9th level cultivation cave? Don't die. Zhu Yuan said to himself, staring at the figure wrapped in dazzling flames in the lower section of Tongtian River, where he was a little bit of the 8th level cultivation cave. 9th level cultivation cave? Is it crazy? Ling Xian also found out that someone was trying to enter the 9th level cultivation cave, and was immediately surprised. Ling Xian and Zhu Yuan also have the qualifications and strength to enter the 9th level cultivation cave, but both of them know that although the 9th level cultivation cave is good, the current strength of the two may not be able to hold on for a day, so retreat and choose the 8th level cultivation cave. What? What? Xiao Yang stared at the pressure of the extremely scarred, and instantly came to the 8th level cultivation cave, but at this time Xiao Yang realized that no matter what he did, he couldn't move forward. The next moment, Xiao Yang's huge soul power surged out instantly, and probed the place in front of him where he couldn't move forward. Is it an enchantment? In just a short moment, Xiao Yang knew the mystery here, and immediately opened his mouth slightly. Let me come. Just when Xiao Yang was puzzled, Mu Yingying slowly stepped forward and whispered something. When Xiao Yang heard the words, he cast a glance at Mu Yingying, did not say anything, and retreated a path. Boom boom boom. Mu Yingying's whole body suddenly appeared blue holy flame, and then her jade finger flicked at the mysterious barrier, and suddenly the invisible barrier clicked, revealing a gap. Come in. Mu Yingying murmured softly and then swept in directly. Okay. Xiao Yang agreed, then without hesitation, he went straight inside. Is it a self-contained space in Tongtian, Hanoi? It's really a mysterious space. Xiao Yang just entered the 9th level cultivation cave, which is the top of the Tongtian River, and suddenly said, Mu Yingying. The next moment, Xiao Yang turned his head and asked, Where's the person? He called out without seeing or hearing Mu Yingying's voice. Xiao Yang suddenly became vigilant, and the huge soul force also twitched instantly. It seems that they should be separated. But these are fine. Shaking his head, Xiao Yang spoke slowly. Next, it's time to absorb Tongtian Emperor Qi. Xiao Yang said with a smile. Just after entering this 9th level cultivation cave, Xiao Yang suddenly felt that an invisible terrifying force had emerged, and this force had emerged, making the exercises in his body rather greedy. This is a huge space, boundless as far as the eye can see, and what it has are only countless stormy waves, but in the stormy waves, Xiao Yang vaguely discovered that there seems to be other powerful forces in it, and in the stormy waves, there are still other powerful forces. Mixed with a hint of strange color. That is Tongtian Emperor Qi. Xiao Yang finished speaking, and now it has become hot, and even the exercises in the body have become hot. At the top of the Tongtian River, the 9th level cultivation cave is located. Xiao Yang had just entered here, and suddenly realized that it was different from other places. From the outside, the Tongtian River is a river from the earth to the sky, but the top of the Tongtian River is different. Here, there are only continuous stormy waves, and that sound slaps out, containing extremely huge and strange power, shocking people's hearts. This top cultivation cave really deserves its reputation. Xiao Yang said with a slight smile. Even if he just glanced at it, he knew it was extraordinary. Xiao Yang just came here, and Xiao Yang also discovered the unusualness of this place. After all, he just came here to absorb a few breaths of the Tongtian River, and the Do Qi in his body actually felt like it was just about to move. This is Tongtian Emperor Qi, but how do you absorb this thing? The next moment, Xiao Yang suddenly became serious, because from the first glance, it seemed that Tongtian was not that easy to deal with. Just as Xiao Yang was thinking, the Tongtian River, which was constantly stirring up the stormy waves below, suddenly scattered a stream of water, and then the speed exploded. Xiao Yang is here. Bastard. Seeing this, Xiao Yang hurriedly startled, his eyes changed slightly. This Tongtian actually possesses a not weak intelligence, the strength of such an attack. I am afraid that an ordinary 6-star Dodi can possess it. However, Xiao Yang was not a hesitant either, his figure swept up directly, and then suddenly the ancient ruler of different fire appeared in his hand, and the dazzling holy flame on his body appeared on the ancient ruler of different fire at the same time. At that time, an incomparably hot flame appeared. The water column scattered from Tongtian River turned into a snake head and roared towards Xiao Yang hideously. Even though Xiao Yang was possessed by flames now, he still did not make that snake-headed water column take half a step back. Boom boom boom. The next moment, Xiao Yang's hand suddenly swung the ancient ruler of different fires to him. The two just touched each other, and the violent ripples melted away in circles. It seems that it is not so easy to cultivate Dongtian at the 9th level. Xiao Yang stared sharply at Tongtian under his feet, slightly vigilant. Out of intuition, Xiao Yang knew that the Tongtian River under his feet was definitely not ordinary. Otherwise, why didn't he have any reaction when he first entered the top of the Tongtian River, and once he got close to it, it would attack him? Xiao Yang took a few steps back, and immediately saw the golden Tongtian River in front of the vigilant old man. The attack just now came too suddenly, leaving Xiao Yang without any preparation, but Rao's many years of combat experience allowed Xiao Yang to respond. The next moment, Xiao Yang's eyes flickered for a moment, and then he shot directly at Tongtian River. Crash! It seemed that he sensed the arrival of an uninvited guest. This time, as many as 10 water columns were shot directly from the golden Tongtian River, and the power contained in those 10 water columns, the strength of just one water column has reached the level of a 7-star fighting emperor. Damn it! Seeing this, Xiao Yang hurriedly nodded, cursed secretly, and then turned around without looking back. Because of such a terrifying attack, just one attack was enough to make Xiao Yang's scalp tingle, not to mention as many as 10. At that time, a rather funny scene appeared here. Xiao Yang fled quickly, and behind Xiao Yang, 10 golden energy water columns chased away. It should be a safe distance from here. After running for a while, and having some distance from Tongtian River, Xiao Yang stopped talking to himself. As soon as Xiao Yang finished speaking, the 10 golden yellow energy water columns suddenly quieted down, as if they had lost their target. They gave up chasing Xiao Yang and returned to Tongtian River. It seems that my guess is correct. Although Tongtian Emperor Qi in this 9th level cultivation cave is extremely bright, but with the protection of Tongtian River, I'm afraid it won't be easy to succeed. And the closer it is to the Tongtian River, the closer it is to the Tongtian Emperor Qi, the stronger the attack of the Tongtian River. I just went to a place that is still a few dozen meters away from the Heavenly Emperor Qi, and its attack strength has reached the level of the 7-star Do Emperor. If it is close to the Heavenly Emperor Qi, I am afraid that only a powerful 9-star Do Emperor can. Xiao Yang stopped. Footsteps, eyes squinting, slightly staring at Tongtianhe not far away. At this time, in the Tongtian River, the outermost area is the golden yellow river water, and in the center of the river, a dark red liquid that is extremely bright flows slowly. Then, it is the most intense, heaven-reaching Emperor Qi. Xiao Yang could feel that if he devoured that cloud of Heavenly Emperor Qi, it would not be difficult to break through to the 6-star Do Emperor consummation. This Heavenly Emperor Qi has actually become so concentrated that it liquefies the substance. It's really a treasure. Xiao Yang laughed, and then it seemed as if he had thought of something. I don't know if this is possible. The corner of Xiao Yang's mouth showed a charming arc, and then his eyes showed a hint of ill will as he looked at Tongtianhe. Tongtian River is still flowing on its own. Unless someone enters its attack range, it will not take the initiative to attack others. Soul's Wrath. A soft snort then slowly sounded from Xiao Yang's mouth regardless of whether he was busy or not. Crash. As Xiao Yang's dazzling soul power rushed towards Tongtianhe, the Tongtianhe suddenly made a trembling sound. It's now. Xiao Yang saw the opportunity, and when Tongtianhe was busy dealing with soul power, he shot out with speed, and immediately grabbed at the dazzling dark red Tongtian Emperor Qi in Tongtianhe. Tongtianhe let out an angry voice, but because of Xiao Yang's soul attack, he had to be busy dealing with the soul attack. Come here. Seeing this, Xiao Yang couldn't help but smile. Sure enough, soul power is the nemesis of many things, and Tongtianhe is no exception. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yang's palm contained an extremely huge power of holy flame, and then directly through the defense of Tongtianhe suddenly hit the dark red liquid. Xiao Yang just came into contact with the dark red liquid, and the Tongtianhe suddenly let out a scream, extremely sad. Come out for labor and capital. Seeing that the dark red liquid didn't want to come out, Xiao Yang suddenly hummed, trying hard. Plop. At that time, the dark red liquid in the Tongtian River was directly pulled out by Xiao Yang. After that, Tongtianhe seemed to have lost its power and became quiet. It's up to you to be honest. Xiao Yang immediately smiled when he saw Tongtianhe calm down. Immediately, Xiao Yang stared at the palm-sized dark red liquid on the palm of his hand. This is impressively the Tongtian Emperor Qi at the top of Tongtian River. Next, I hope I can make a smooth breakthrough. After Xiao Yang finished speaking, without stopping, he directly swallowed the dark red liquid in his hand. The Emperor Tongtian had just been swallowed by Xiao Yang, and suddenly an extremely hot feeling spread throughout Xiao Yang's body. What a splendid power, but you forgot that I have holy flame. The next moment, Xiao Yang realized that this heaven-reaching Emperor Qi contained extremely violent power, but for Xiao Yang, who possessed holy flame and emperor flame, not a big deal. At that time, the mysterious and most intense dark red Emperor Qi, which was feared by everyone in the Funxiang Pavilion, was actually attacked by Xiao Yang's soul. At this time, Xiao Yang was also constantly absorbing it, and his power continued to grow stronger. Xiao Yang and the other two teams entered the cultivation cave for a few days. On the 5th day, most of the time, in the highest standard conference room of Funxiang Pavilion, it was not open. It was only opened when there was a crisis or important event. At this time, it was already full of people. The leader was Xiao Yang's master, Zhu Jin. Zhu Jin sat in the first place with a heavy face, without any other emotions. As for Zhu Jin, lined up in turn, are Qinglao, the deputy head of the Heavenly Palace, Ling Mengsheng, the head of the Earth Palace, Xiong Yuan, the deputy head of the Earth Palace, and Mu Shuzi, the deputy head of the People's Palace. Chang Yu. This meeting seems to be a little urgent. What happened? Seeing that everyone was ready, Chang Yu opened his mouth slightly, because the atmosphere here was so quiet that it made one shudder. Wait, there are two more. Following Chang Yu's voice, Zhu Jin also spoke softly. When Chang Yu heard the words, there was no other voice. After all, Chang Yu is mainly in charge of the outer cabinet, so he is not very clear about the affairs in the cabinet. Hihi, old man Zhu, now you know us? After a while, a slightly dissatisfied voice came from the crack of the door. When everyone heard the words, they looked up and saw that the two men, a man and a woman, were obviously of some age. Obviously, it would not be an exaggeration to use the wind and the waning years. Tian Lao, Di Lao, why are you here? Just after seeing these two voices, Qing Lao suddenly cried out in his heart, it was broken. The two elders in this world are a husband and wife. They have lived in their burning incense pavilion for many years. Every time the sect is in difficulty, they will spare no effort to take action. However, these two have a deep relationship with Zhu Lao. Qing Lao remembered that when Zhu Jin was young, he had been relying on his name as the #1 Do formation master in Shentian Santian to travel across nearly half of the Do-Di continent. During his travels, he also offended the two old people in heaven and earth because of some misunderstandings. However, after so many years, the misunderstanding at the beginning seems to have not been resolved, resulting in the current relationship between the three of them. Xiao Qing'er, you don't need to worry about this matter, it's a matter between us and him. The old man said with a hint of anger. The two elders of heaven and earth are older than the elder Qing regardless of their strength or age, so it is not surprising to be called Xiao Qing'er. Okay, everyone has arrived, let's start. Seeing the two of them coming, Zhu Jin suddenly got up slightly and said to the people. At this time, the Heavenly Palace, the Earth Palace and the Human Palace have gathered here. Adding the two, I am afraid this can be regarded as the middle force of the burning incense pavilion. Zhu Jin, what did the old man ask you? Don't think about fooling me. Tell me clearly what happened back then. Tian Lao is the man among the two elders of heaven and earth, and he is also the most powerful. As for the specific strength, even the deputy hall master of the Tianjian temple is not very clear, but he only remembers this. The strength of the two elders of heaven and earth has already entered the Jiuxing Jiuzhuan Dudi for many years. Old man, let's put our personal affairs aside for now. There should be some big business in this meeting. We'll talk about our affairs later. The old woman said slowly to Tian Lao. Humph. Tian Lao heard the words, snorted coldly, and sat down immediately. As for Di Lao, he continued to stay with Tian Lao. I already said that it was a misunderstanding when you were there. You have been holding on to me for so many years. If you are not tired, I will be tired. Zhu Jin's eyes were filled with a hint of helplessness, and she shook her head at the two elders of heaven and earth. He knew that if the matter was not made clear today, I am afraid that these two would not take action. If Yang Kai Rushan was rescued by two 9-star Do Emperor-level powerhouses, the odds of winning would undoubtedly be much lower. You fart. It was you back then. If you hadn't trapped us with the strength of the Do formation master, would our two daughters be lost? The two of us have only had such a daughter in our lives, and now it's been more than 30 years since we lost it. I don't know if she is still in the world. You old man, I will never let you go in my life. When Tian Lao heard this, he suddenly burst into foul language. I pay attention to your affairs. If I find it, I will notify you as soon as possible. But that's not what this meeting was held today. The next moment, Elder Zhu suddenly burst out with aura. The words have already come to this point, and there is no point in talking about it. Half immortal. Tian Lao was a little angry at first, but when Zhu Lao released his power, Tian Lao also became serious. It's really not Zhu Jin's fault that happened back then, but the pain of losing her daughter can't be easily resolved. Sit down, let's get down to business. Seeing that the mood of the two elders in heaven and earth had stabilized, Zhu Jin opened his mouth slightly. Everyone here today is the high-level executives of the Funxiang Pavilion, so I will not gossip. The purpose of this meeting is for Yang Kai. Zhu Jin's soft voice was like magic, shaking everyone's heart. His grandma's. It should have been done a long time ago. After hearing the words, the Hall Master of the Earth Palace suddenly stood up and burst out in foul language. The reason why the Hall Master of the Earth Palace said this is unspeakable. Back then, when the Lord of the Earth Palace was a cabinet disciple of the Burning Incense Pavilion, he met his lover, Xian Muqing, and thus rubbed the spark of love, and gave birth to a daughter named Lingtong. After a few years, I gave birth to a daughter, but this time, when I gave birth to my second daughter, I happened to meet Ling Mengsheng going out, so I didn't come back, but at that time, I gave birth and happened to be in Xianling City. According to what Ling Mengsheng learned later, after his lover gave birth to 2 daughters, Ling Xian, he died of exhaustion. Even when Ling Mengsheng came back, his bones were cold, and Ling Mengsheng still didn't believe it. But after that, Ling Mengsheng discovered that the reason why his lover died because of exhaustion of productivity must have a great relationship with the people of the Xianling royal family, so for so many years, Ling Mengsheng has been enduring. If it wasn't for his 2 daughters, he would have gone to the Xianling royal family to ask for an explanation. Mengsheng, pay attention to your emotions. We also thought it was very strange at the beginning, but after all, in Xianling City, we know very little, so. Tian Laro on the side saw Ling Mengsheng's emotions. Out of control, a gentle force of life and death immediately swept away. Thank you, Tian Laro. Rai Mengsheng heard the words, and the violent emotions in his body suddenly became quiet. You still need to take a long-term view on this matter. But I believe that Mrs. Ling will definitely stay in this world. The old man also comforted. I hope. When Rimu heard this, he was also looking forward to it. Because of Rimu Sheng's knowledge of his lover, it seemed that the corpse was not his lover's, so after so many years, Rimu Sheng still refused to give up. Mengsheng, you are very strange. When we rescue Yang Kai this time, our entire burning incense pavilion will help you find it. Seeing this, Zhu Jin also said. Next, let's get down to business. What do you guys think about saving Yang Kai? After Zhu Jin finished speaking, he looked at the senior executives present. This video will end here.